Hey, what's up, all you crazy geeks and gamers? My name is Brian Donahue, and I am your one-legged GM. Uh, Thank you for joining me today on this beautiful Sunday. We are doing one-legged layout and design, doing something a little bit different that we've not done today. Hello, I'm Aurora 13. Glad to see you in the house today. Anyways, today we are going to do character sheet design. We're going to talk a little bit about theory as we do this, but we're doing character sheet design for tabletop role-playing games, specifically for my tabletop role-playing game, Hidden Worlds Refined Core. Somewhere back up over there, actually right by Cthulhu, which is oddly appropriate. For that, let me hit make sure we hit all the fun website stuff. Pin the website to the top here. There we go. So, I currently have the official character sheet for Hidden Worlds Refined Core is in multiple parts. We're doing a little bit simpler, more compact design for those who like less paper. What else are we doing? That's kind of it. Today I will not have Danielle, also Major Kyla, as they are known as on the stream. They are busy today, which is fine. They do occasionally get to take breaks as well. So I will try to keep a better eye on the chat. If I miss something, sorry. I'll try to keep an eye out on it, but it is actually on my second monitor, so I'll be doing a lot of this during the chat today. But without it, and yes, of course, my nose is stuffy again because, well, it's fall in Michigan, so all the green stuff is starting to turn brown and yellow, and that, of course, is hits my allergies as well. So. Yay. What else do we have? What else do I have announcements prior to us starting? We're going to try some new things today. I swapped out the music a little bit, so we'll try that. As always with the music, if you don't hear it or if it's too loud, please let me know. I'll change it as soon as I notice that. Also, there's a little mechanism to do various little clips for Twitch, for YouTube, for whatever you want to throw it on. Please feel free to do that because it may help us get out the word. We're working on some cool bonuses to get you if you start doing that. I also have enabled clip sharing, so you can actually share those to your YouTube, or to your TikTok or whatever other facey spacey stuff you do, which I would appreciate it. So that is there. We will be taking 3-minute ad breaks twice, one at about 4:30 and one at about 5:30, to keep us in our revenue stream side of things, because we make the big pennies right now. Which I appreciate. But I will take those. I just was informed that when we do that, you guys can't see anything. Apparently that carries on to YouTube, so I may actually just go to the "We'll be back soon" screen while we do that. Or I'll sit here and chat with myself and go from there. Also, at that time, feel free to ask questions in chat. I will try to answer them as soon as we come back from those. But without any further ado, now that we've wasted our first 5 minutes together, let's go ahead and jump right into the design because, frankly, that's what's fun for me. So, So what I'm going to show you real quick is our current character sheet list. And I'm going to try to avoid blanking the screen again, like I've done each of the last 2 Sundays. My allergies were absolutely fine until I closed the door and prepped to come on today. That's why my voice is screwed. Anyways, so, as I said, we have a very detailed character sheet for Hidden Worlds. If you have not seen it before, it is available free for download on our website, onelegedgm.com. The full character sheet, there are a couple up there. The full character sheet is 4 parts. Each of them is a side of an 8.5 by 11. And we went landscape for one very specific reason. We'll talk about that design here in just a moment. But there are 4 sides. That means it's a 2-page front and back character sheet. That includes our front page, which is the character record, the background record. So the character record currently includes all of our skills, our expertise, our attributes and aspects, life pool, soul pool, destiny, and wealth, and of course, name and fun stuff up there. That is our character record. Our background record is traits, contacts, friends, and enemies, education, career, training, and passions. This is often filled out during character creation and then left alone. But this is actually how your character gets their starting skill set, is their education, careers, and passions. Think of passions as like hobbies or whatever. And of course, as a tabletop game, we have to have a weapons and equipment record sheet, because it's a modern day urban fantasy, so kind of got to have a gun sheet, right? Including armor, melee weapons, and we can talk about all this stuff if you have questions about it. But as our background record and our faith record. So the faith record is, this is our magic, our spells. You'll notice it's blank because, and there's a lot to it, because we don't have spell lists, we've got the ability to create your own spells even on the fly. That is the standard character sheet, those 4 sides, which is 2 full pages. If you are playing an other in our character in our universe, so an other is a non-human entity, we have an other character record and an other background record, which I'm not going to pull up because it doesn't really accomplish a whole lot here. Why do I have that twice? Oh, that's why. So the other includes the type of other, any subtypes, clans, allergies, and then what we have, talents. So talents are the fun thing as an other, as a non-human. You have anywhere from 3 to 4 talents inherently with you, whether that's they're all, think of them as overpowered faith abilities that only you and your kind can use. I'm trying to think of some of them. For instance, the Sasquatch have things that allow them to hide easier or not be seen as easy. Even they have, I believe, step through trees, which is really fun because they can actually go into one tree and out another, depending on how far apart the trees are. So talents are an important thing. And as we move into the fringe, which is the sci-fi side of things, every race, every playable character is non-human. We do have Terrans, which have a human origin, but they are not true humans. They actually have talent. So every character has talents. In Fringe, which, speaking of which, just as I show you, we have been building the character sheet for playtest. Looks very similar. The Skills list changes a little bit. Do I have anything else? Nope, that's... So anyway, so the skills list changes a little bit. And we have what's called augmentation, which I believe right now we have augmentation. We have not tested it yet. Think of it as cyberware, BioWare, something like that, as a potential to boost the body characteristics. We're not going to be, the goal is not to be as chromed out as, say, Cyberpunk or Shadowrun. Both fantastic games currently, as well as fantastic settings. My favorite setting growing up was actually Shadowrun. The OG system, not so much. That was the system where you could literally take an RPG to the chest, roll about 100 d6s, and still not kill a character by hitting them in the chest with an RPG rocket. Little bit broken. But, that being said, they typically tended on cyberware, which is chrome and flashy. I'm not sure where our augmentation is going to be. We haven't made that up yet. So, all that being said, as you can see, we've developed all of our character sheets to be landscape. So, and the reason we did that originally was because we have a 6x9 book, which I'll show you here. That is our core book. That is a 6x9 paperback. Even the hardcover is 6x9. So, 6x9 book, we actually designed the character sheets so that you can fold them in half and stick them inside the front cover as an easier way to carry them. That's great and all, and allows us to be different in our original release. But, I'm going to try something different today. And this is where this is fun for me because we're trying something brand new. I've not done this at all. In fact, I am literally starting with a blank piece of paper. Notice it is portrait style. My goal is to get all 4 pages, all 4 sides of the current character record down onto 2 sides, front and back, of a portrait style paper. Some things may have to drop. No, we're not making everything micro tiny because I wear glasses. I actually would like to be able to see on my character sheet to write. But I was kind of making a list of things that I wanted to put on there. This is the entire prep work I've done for today. I have a list of stuff that has to be on there. And then I started kind of planning a layout. Kind of. So with all that being said, let's dig right in. Let's see here. Oh, my camera is off center big time. All right. Oof. Now, as we're doing stuff in Photoshop, one of the things I need to do is I always start with a guide layout. Guides are these are not printed, but they allow me to stay within certain boundaries. For instance, my printer and a lot of printers, a lot of home printers, have a 1/4 inch margin where they cannot print. Can't go edge to edge with most printers. So we don't design. We design with that 1/4 inch white border just fine. And this white border is good for printers if you print it yourself at home. If you send it to a local print shop, you want to print a bunch of them, send it to your print shop like Kinko's or FedEx. I guess FedEx now, Office Max, Office Depot, Staples, or your local variant.
So 1/4 inch is a good one. Nice thing is as we submit the PDF, that will allow you to shift it. When they go to print it, if it still prints too wide, it'll actually shrink it in a little bit. So you'll have a little bit of compression, but it'll still be printable. So all that being said, I also want to start with a new guide that is about 50% of the way across the page. Like that. Those blue lines do not print, but they are a great guide when setting stuff to so that it does not get outside your bounds. So now I have to figure out how, and I pulled up the fringe record sheet because if I look at the original character record, this character name here is great, but there's no room for alien type, species type, other type, whatever. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we did. I've been a graphic designer for well over 30 years. So when I do design stuff, I intentionally think about what I've liked in the past, what I don't like in the past, and really kind of go into what would I like as a gamer. I mean, that's the thing, right? Is I try to make it something that is not just me and not just us as a design team. It's not just us. It's what would other gamers like. So we really worked hard on this. But, again, ADOS, right? So on the original character sheet, there's no room for what we call species, other, whatever. But on the fringe character record, we actually have that spot, which was really fun. This because everything in fringe is non-human. But if I use this bar, then when it comes to the regular Hidden Worlds character sheet, you can play an other, a vamp, a werewolf, a demigod, whatever, and have that actually on your character sheet somewhere in a meaningful way. So, one of the other things that I have learned a long time ago is I don't squish anything together. I leave everything as editable as possible. Editable. For instance, skills. You'll notice, like, those are skill names there. That's this, where this blue line pops up on the screen. So this right here, that's all typed in individually. So I can go in and edit and deal with some of that. But the reason I do that is because times like this, I may do, that's it right there. So I can now take this whole thing and go, you know what? Let's drop it on the new character sheet. Like that. So here I can make the choice of, do I squish it further or not? But I think it's about right for size. As a designer in me now knows, okay, well, I've got a spot right here that's going to be really weird size. So I got to figure out what to fill there at some point. Whether that becomes where I put the Hidden Worlds name and logo, or what, we'll figure that out. I could technically, I could technically do this. But if I left it there, if you have a spare sheet of paper handy, if you fold it in half, I can look at that and go, do I really want all of that to squeeze all of that information right there? Or do I want it to fill, in reality, that much space? You know, I'm okay with it being, what I might do actually is shrink it a little bit, but not all the way to the half page. So I'm going to undo that real quick. I don't know that I'm going to shrink it much. Oops, wrong button. So if I go to there, now I have a little bit more space for whatever I put here, but I still have plenty of space for character name, species, and all that fun stuff. That's the art of doing this design work. It's part science, it's part art. Graphic design is that way. So now let's grab, speaking of skills, so if you look on there, I have attributes and aspects next, which frankly is not a bad thing. I have 2 different boxes, which will be fun. So if I grab both of these and just simply drag and drop them, the wonderful thing about Photoshop is that, notice that they're still in that document. I know that I can drag layers between documents and it just takes a copy of it. So I have both of those now. Here's the thing. This was originally designed as something very big. It actually was a space filler. I don't need it quite this big anymore. So, zoom in a little bit. Let's see what we've got. There we go. Yeah. I don't need it quite that big. What do I want to do? Look at the attributes here. Boy, there's a lot of space there. Let's shrink you. Okay. Now this could be interesting. So as I'm looking, oh, I forgot music. Music. There we go. If that's too loud for you guys, I know it's too loud for me actually right now. There we go. So now let's look at the aspects. So as I'm doing this, I do have a couple different things I'm thinking about is, do I like this layout? Does this layout still work? Or do I want to radically change things and throw this away? Now, this layout, in my opinion, actually works well. Let's see what happens. See if I get lucky. Oh, so close. Okay, that's okay. So now, if you're looking at this and you say, well, there's a half-inch gap there, or quarter-inch gap there. I don't like that. I want it to be even with the other. So that just means I get to get in and dig out. And again, all of this stuff I left as live editable stuff. So throw is good. Actually, let's do this first. I need the box. There's the rectangle. So I gotta figure out where we're gonna go. So I'm going to make it the same size, the box the same size. That just means I have to squish everything up there, which I can do. So now, let's grab, what are you? That's what I want right there. Move you up there. Move you probably there. Now let's see. Yeah, that looks big enough. Throw stays the same. Base strike is going to move up. Parentheses for base strike. Moves up. Moves up. Move rate moves up. Base strike is off, so let's move that down. And initiative. Just like that, aspects are done. Life and Soul Pool. You get to move up. Oops, wrong one. That should theoretically be halfway. Yep. Where's the other one? So now I am changing both these to make sure they actually are correct. Should be able to move. I'm gonna try something here. See if this actually works. Oops, I missed a healing modifier. Close. All right. What? means that these lines just need to be shrunk a little bit. Let's go to that one. And now to make sure that they're all actually the same, I'm going to do something else. Let's see here. You and you are going to go away. So grab you, make duplicates. Drag the duplicates down. Perfect. Ooh, and then we get to Destiny Pool. Destiny Pool and Wealth. Okay. Wealth goes up. Okay. So the nice thing with using what we currently use is that somebody who's used one character sheet before will recognize and be able to translate to the second one, which is one other thing that we really want to make sure happened. Where is my? There it is. All right. I'm going to make this line thicker a little bit. That didn't work. There we go. To clearly delineate wealth from Destiny Pool. The Destiny Pool mechanic is one of the cool features that we have. Destiny Pool it's the ultimate mulligan and then some. It can also be used preemptively. It's a great story way to make something happen. Something like if you the creative way is if you have a Destiny point, which is actually you start with one in the game, but it's the least given out resource for advancement. Is if something happens to your character and you want that to change, or if something happens and you want that to change, you can use your Destiny point. But then you have to come up with a story for the GM as to why that didn't happen. Classic case, I use this in the book, is okay, you got shot, your character dies. Cool. Hey GM, I want to use a destiny point. Okay, tell me why you didn't die. All right, GM, well, my character always keeps this flask from his grandfather in his left breast pocket to keep him close to his heart, and blah, 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 blah. And the bullet actually hit that and ricocheted and fractured and did not penetrate through. As a GM, I wholeheartedly approve. Use that, and that's what happens. It's a fun story way to make stuff happen if things go off the rails a bit. Which it's gaming, so stuff goes off the rails a lot. That I'm really proud of our Destiny pool. Wealth. We track wealth as a general concept, not as so many dollars and cents. Because it works well for our system because it's a modern day equivalence with credit and all that stuff. Talking about some of these. Life pool is, of course, hit points, lack of a better term. Soul pool kind of acts as everything from mana to sanity, and a lot in between. It's your inner strength, it's your inner core. Determines how many spells you can use, or how many faith abilities you can use, that sort of thing. So, that being said, I think that tidies up that box very nicely. Next is skills, and this will be fun. Well, okay, this will suck. Here's our skills. This monster thing here. Let's move it. Copy it to the character sheet. As I was setting up the original character sheets, I was trying to figure out how to make them more interesting and cohesive, and yet separate the areas of information. Well, that's how I came up with this. Putting everything in boxes and kind of putting that there. Yes, that is absolutely true. Skills are the most fun to work with. And we have a giant core and proficiency skill set. By giant, I mean giant. So talking about the system, every one of these dark upper skills is what we call a core skill. The proficiencies underneath them are what are specialties of that skill. So you may be okay at combat overall, but you're really good at ranged combat, which is guns or bows or whatever. And then we have a next level down, which is called expertise, which acts as a modifier when using something specific. So in this case, if you have an expertise in, say, a particular gun style, like a 1911 or a Glock, if your expertise is in that, then when you use that, you would roll combat ranged. So you'd roll your ranged skill, but you would add, if you're using that particular gun, you would add whatever the expertise is in that gun as a modifier. It's a fun way to diversify your skills and really plays heavily into our advancement system. All right, so before I do much,
Let's see what happens.
if I just shrink this down, see how bad it becomes. Okay, that's not terrible. Still readable. Still usable. I think. That's another thing I do while I'm testing. %. Yep, that's fine. Black and white's good. Now let's see if my printer actually spits it out. There's the flash, so it should. Ooh, we are way past time for a break. While I'm printing this out, I am going to hit the break. So we'll go to break now. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. Sorry about that. So here we go. And as Twitch isn't break, that was told late earlier. Yeah, that works. That works well. I'm going to go ahead and we'll go back. We'll come back in just a few seconds. And of course, I turned my mic off, and of course, couldn't hear anything. So we're back. I will show you. So what I did is I printed out what I currently have so far, and I think it's still big enough to write in, which is great. That's my test. Is I want to be able to write in it without using a micro pencil. We kind of all end up writing really tiny with a lot of these character sheets. This should be good to go, though. And now I got to figure out what the heck do I do down here. So this is... I had originally planned to have a larger spot for expertise. That's not working. What do I need? Faith, no. Is that big enough for talents? Maybe. Or I could shrink it more. If I do this. Let's see what happens when I shrink it. Oh, that's gonna be tiny. And yeah, I realize I've got an interesting mess here, but let's see what this looks like. What if I did that? All right, let's see here. I don't know. That may be too small. Let's see if I can write in it. Granted, I'm using a pen. It's not terrible. Gonna have to be a sharp pencil, though. So the question is, am I trying to make space below or next to? The answer is not sure yet. I'm trying to find more space because all of this needs to fit on two sides. And that's a lot. And still have enough room for things like expertise and and multiple faith abilities and multiple weapons and some equipment lists and that sort of thing. So my goal, I think, is to get, if I can put faith and weapons and equipment on the back and everything else on the front, I think that's actually a good plan. Maybe I extend it just a bit past the halfway, but not near as far. And that may mean I need to shrink the aspect one down. which I could do. I really could do. Let's try that. Let's make this interesting. All right, so feels almost too small. So if we compromise. I know it doesn't look like much on the page, but I think that'll make a huge difference. That also means I need to get you I need to get this aspects here to this size, which I can do. Yeah, I think I can do that. It's going to shrink things a lot, which I'm okay with. Cool. I also just noticed some things I got to fix anyways. So it's the rectangle that we're going to shrink. Right about there. You're fine. Also needed. I also noticed you are a tad too long. All right. That's better. So now you. Up there. It's you, actually. Move you in about there, maybe? Let's see what that does. Whee! This is the fun part. So now that we've got that kind of centered, now I can take you. You in. Pull you in. And you're done. So, Destiny Pool Wealth, that's done. The other crap I gotta do. Life and soul. 2. Somewhere about there. Go. Fits beautifully. Max over. Slide current over. And this, folks, is why you leave everything as separate layers and don't mush it all together when you think you have it done. Because you don't have it done. Especially if you're a perfectionist like I am. And it's never done. I mean, what? This is bothering me now. There. That's better. That's better. That's better. It's all about the details. All right. That's actually a pretty substantial space. A logo up here. That'll give me. Up there. That might actually work. Nice. Okay. Almost wondering if condition or if talent's there. Let's look at expertise. I think she's a bit big. Let's see what it looks like. Realistically, 5, 6, 7, 14 expertise. Potentially wish them a little bit to give me 16 expertise. That's pretty good for a starting character. So you might ask, hey Brian, what are you going to use? Who do you expect to use this character sheet? this is going to be perfect for starting characters for sure. If they don't want all of the things. Or it's a smaller, simpler sheet to crank out for, even for NPCs. Really want to have a detail. This would be that the big bad guy, the big bad in the story, you know, where you want to stat out everything. This is going to be a perfect sheet for that, theoretically. All right. That's Destiny Wealth. That's not what I want. Why did I put expertise in there? That's where I need that. Okay, there's the line. All right. I fit number 9 in there. That works. Cool. Now I need to get rid of the remainder there. So that's 9. That gives us 18 expertise to start the game with, or to use as a character sheet. Actually, this character sheet should last you for quite a while. Legitimately. Doesn't quite get rid of my dilemma, but that will do. Perfect. Now we do the line. Hey, Mer13, while you're at it, anything missing from the character sheet? 'Cause I know you're very experienced with this because you're one of mine. You're one of my demo folks. Is anything missing from the character sheet? Anything that would be helpful? I can almost fit. Yeah. Okay. Just so I don't have to hunt it down later, I'm going to put this over here. Okay. Get expertise. A lot of room on this sheet right now. Backgrounds, traits, talents, maybe? Alright, what's on the background record? Well, I don't want to put all this on there. Because I think a lot of this can actually be on a separate sheet of paper during character creation. Which I do plan on actually creating a sheet, a printable sheet, just as kind of a guided character creation. So, you know, roll this here, put the numbers down. Here's this, here's this, here's this. Where some of this may actually pop up. The same stuff that gamers often just grab a piece of scrap paper and jot down numbers as they're creating characters, right? But I think character traits, I think contacts, friends, and enemies could be relevant. And then we're also going to need talents and weaknesses. So I think this column and this, most of this column, well, 3/4 of that column. I think it's doable. Cool. So, and then that leaves us the entire back for weapons and equipment. Faith. Wow. Cool. Fringe is going to be very, very different because we're working on a new package right now, or we're altering character creation a little bit. Okay, we're altering it a lot. Right now, a couple of steps are background to character traits, education, and then training. Oh, jeez. Sorry, I have to auto-mod. Apparently one of the titles of the music has a has something that triggered the auto mod. Anyways, so back to what I was saying. We're altering. So right now, backgrounds and traits, education, and then you do careers, passions, and training is somewhere in there as well. We're kind of altering that because that really doesn't apply to a galaxy-wide system. We're creating what I'm loosely calling background packages. Filler name, not completely. But it's going to be really interesting because basically you're going to... The way we're currently thinking about it... So all of this is... But it may not happen this way, right? So as we're currently thinking about it, we are going to be doing a... you're going to choose kind of where you came from. Whether it was a core planet or whether it was on the fringe somewhere or whatever. And that will allow you to choose your family background. Everything from no family, no parents, orphaned, basically. Or even up to generational affluence or dynastic family. So that's, you're going to be able to choose that. Now, each one of those steps comes with perks and flaws still. And if you take a cooler one, a more powerful one, so generational affluence or let's say dynastic family, you're going to get some cool things with it. You may get rich, you may get some other things, but you're also going to have to take a bunch of negatives to offset that because we've got to balance everything. So, and you're going to get some other negatives as well. So there's going to be, the idea is to make it fairly well balanced across the, across them, but it's going to allow you to take, and then by the way, once you do that, playing with a really fun feature that we're calling the black sheep. So basically, if you're doing that, once you choose your family background, you're going to be either Scion, in other words, continuing in the family line, or black sheep, did something totally different. It's going to be a very interesting idea for character creation, and if it works really, really well, we may do an alternate version of that for Hidden Worlds character creation. I'm super excited about it. The numbers are coming in. We've just started this process, so don't ask me questions about it because we literally just started. But this has been a holdup for us to get Fringe out. But two major holdups: starships, and how to blazes do they work? Try to keep it PG-13. And character creation, in the sense of how does it change from first world centric, basically, which is what Hidden Worlds is. First world civilized centric, to this vast galaxy that could be anywhere from civilized to rough on the edge. That's been a really interesting option. So excited about that. What does it mean about Fringe? Well, it delayed us quite a while, and I'm back to rewriting a lot of it right now. But I'm happy because not only did we solve the backgrounds and education thing, it's broken. I have an idea, at least in my head, about how to handle starships and star travel and all of this without making it's not Star Trek, punch a button and go to the other side of the galaxy. It's not Star Wars, same thing. It's going to be longer travel times, more story-based stuff. I think it'll be fun. I now have a handle on it, though. And I've started writing a sci-fi novel set in that universe. So, fun stuff. Where was I? Okay, backgrounds. Sorry, squirrel. How things go. Yeah, I think that one. That one. Those two I want to play with. I think those are should be far more important. All right. But I think I can make it a whole lot skinnier. How are we doing? 5:17. All right. So about 13 minutes. I'm going to try to remember to take another break, because I have to take so many at a time, or else it automatically does it. It's one of the good things about being affiliate, and one of the bad things about being affiliate. Okay, I don't think the incursion event needs to be here, but let's take a look and see what we've got. That does not take up nearly what I thought it would. okay with that. Okay, this was not near as hard as I thought it would be. No, Twitch just wants to make money from advertisers. That's why they do it. Let's be honest here, right? And I really should, next time I do an ad break, actually stand up and do that. But I gotta figure out how to add music to the be back soon thing. Or institute a timer. That's what I need to do. I need to do a 3-minute timer. That's what I need to do. Okay. What do we do? No, that's not it. Rectangle. Do I dare add more of those? Doing that. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Expand that if I need to, but I do notice this. We That's better. That works. Okay. Contacts, friends, and enemies. This one may need to be expanded a bunch. Better yet, leave that there. I should like that. Just bring the rectangle in. Work. Actually, that's perfect. So now here's the fun part. So what I'm doing here is I'm just shortening the lines by doing this. So I realized I quit describing things. So let's go back. Backgrounds, character traits. We have a series of what we call perks and flaws that are either a background, which is something external to your character, or traits, which is something internal. So traits might be ambidextrous, nearsighted, health-wise, something that is with your body, that is internal. Even certain psychological issues, lone gunman, etc., etc. Backgrounds are external, rich, wanted criminal, that sort of thing. Those perks and flaws, and we have a balanced system. You roll one on a specific list, and then you can pick and choose as many perks as you want, but you have to have as many flaw points to make up for that, which can get tricky. So you may have you can max out, you can min-max your character to your heart's content. Yes, ADOS, attention deficit shiny, is a flaw. That is a trait, not a background, and is also B. We also have an optional thing in our system where you can actually roll for contacts, friends, and enemies. It's a fun mechanism. because it's not your standard you have 2 contacts, you have 3 friends, and you have 1 enemy type thing. It is, okay, your friend, you have a friend who is the son of a major, or the child of a local news station, the child of the director of a local news station. It's your friend. The enemy, the consequent enemy of that may actually be, well, they think you're not good enough for their child, so they hate you. That's an enemy. And at the same time, you may have a contact in a local mob, or you may a local newspaper, or whatever. So it's a chart that we came up with that you can roll that is just interesting. We'll have something similar-ish in the background packages that we'll have. But that's what our contacts, friends, and enemies. Contacts are someone you know who you can potentially get information from. Friends are those who will support you to a varying degree or another. And enemies are, well, enemies. So there's that. Now we do character traits. Or talents. Sorry, talents. Weaknesses and talents. All of this stuff needs to go in that little spot. Yay. Anyways. That'll be fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. Weaknesses. Talents. Actually, I should. No, I'm going to include bonuses in the weaknesses. So, it is 5:30. I am going to go ahead and take a another 3-minute break. So I'll see you on the flip side here momentarily. Let's see here. I need to make sure I've got that. Yep, I will be back very, very shortly. All right, we are back from our ad break, which I actually added music to this time. Maybe. We'll see. Look, I'm still getting used to this stuff, all right? So, now we are going to add the stuff from the other handbook so that this actually will apply to, and we can end up using this basic format for Fringe as well. So let's get to it. So I want talents, weaknesses. You know what? I'm gonna grab the. It is nope. Where is that? Oh. So let's grab family, weaknesses, and talents. And see how boogered up this is. I think I made a mistake. Probably needed to just shrink that. History. There we go. Let's go back to that. Okay. Because I need the space. Once again, the name of the artist in this song is triggering my mod filter, which is funny. And also not helpful, but whatever. By the way, welcome David to the chat. David is, of course, spouting Catchphrase, which is one of our resources in Stealing Scenes action. Because let's face it, Catchphrase is Catchphrase. I'll hold up that box in a little bit. We're going to talk about that. Almost. All right. I legit never thought I would fit this on one sheet. That's why we went to multiple sheets. That and, well, honestly, I have bad eyes. But let's see what happens. Closed. I almost wonder if I should flip these to the top above. Yeah, we'll see. Sorry, I didn't mean to whistle. That's what I do when I'm talking to myself. And thank you so much for hanging with me today. Thought this would be a different style of design people might possibly be interested in. Either that or I'm just all full of myself. I'm not sure which sometimes. Or both. Both is good. Again, scene flashback from El Dorado. Still one of my favorite depictions of a bard. Or 12. 2. Both is good. I'm going to have to double the lines in this because I'm going to add bonuses in here too. Let's see how much space I have before I really start worrying about adding stuff. Ooh, wow. Oh, so close. Look at how close that is. Oh, that's close. All right. That's fine. That I can solve. Back up here to life path. Nope, not life path, character notes. Let's do two less. That would get us there. That might get us there. Probably trying to figure out what I'm doing. I can tell these lines are thicker because there's some overlap in them because of the way I shifted them. So I'm just getting rid of the overlap. Again, OCD when it comes to design stuff, that would just drive me nuts. Legitimately. Grab my character notes. Tangle. That should be far enough. All right, let's make sure that the gaps are even. Not quite. And I don't mind that. Larger gap here at the bottom, that'll be perfect for the copyright. Slash weaknesses. All right. Let's take a look at this thing. These gaps aren't right. So let's look at life path here. Better. Okay. Now here's where it gets fun. This logo copyright thing. Four. That will work. Now, holy crap, that worked. I can't believe that worked. All right. Number 13. Dave, what do you think? Everything but weapons, equipment, and faith fit on one side. And I think it's still writable. I'm happy with it. Now I just have to do the back, which we're not going to have time to do today. I'll have that. Yeah, no, I did not. This was not planned. Let's face it. You know me too well. This was, we'll see if it works. But holy crap, it actually worked. I'm happy with this. I'm genuinely happy with this. Adjust anything. Let's bump character record. Bump that word down just a hair. I think that works. Especially if I move this up to there. Yep, that works even better. So it's legible. Wow. So I expect to have this version of the character sheet done probably tonight. I think I'm going to finish it off tonight. Which means then I'll save it to PDF and upload it as well. Let me save this before I dump it. So that is the front. Character sheets, PSDs. Portrait character sheet. Front. Alright, cool. So that's there. Oof, that got ugly quick. Let me swap real quick to... Nope, that's what I want. Let's do that. Real quick, I'm going to pull up because I want to show you folks. All right. Now let's go to transition back. So, if you have not seen my gorgeous website, this is it, where you can find it all about, well, everything we do, including Stealing Scenes Action, which is a new card game. You're on the Twitch channel, probably, unless you're watching this on YouTube. Then find a Twitch channel here, or a Discord server, YouTube channel, or podcast, which is falling a little bit behind because, well, I've been focused on the Twitch channel. For downloads, we have this awesome, which you cannot see because, oh, kind of see it. So there's this downloads button here. Take you to our downloads. All kinds of options here. So the current version of Refined Core is right here. All these downloads. This one will come up here into the featured, as well as down here into the portrait style downloads. And yes, if you want to play what we call Ultimate Full Deck Euchre with rules that a group of friends and I came up with in college, as using the full deck. If you're from the Midwest Euchre, you know the game Euchre. If you're not from the Midwest, maybe have heard of the game Euchre. Those rules are also here as well. But all these downloads are free of charge, of course, and this one will be up here, probably somewhere around there, and somewhere down here. So, again, thank you so much for popping by, hanging out. More and, well, let's just Joe and David, thank you so much for popping by and hanging out. Also, you can see our cool store on the website. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and pimp it because why not? Where you can find Stealing Scenes Action, my original trilogy, the game it's based on, and some awesome stuff from our Definitely Not a Mimic line. All kinds of stuff. Definitely Not a Mimic. Our Crits Explode. Is it game night yet? Apparel and bags. Brand new embroidered hats and shirts. Patches. All kinds of fun stuff. I get that. Couple cool things whenever you see something that says RWA. That is a real world artifact for those of you who are new to our world. That means that if you are wearing that thing in this universe while you are playing the game that it's about, for instance, the water bottle or the hoodie here are both RWAs. They actually do have in-game effects. To find out all about those, that's in our artifacts section. We have a few of them out there, which you can often find by coming to. Some of them you can find by finding us at a con. Some of them are no longer available. So, some of them are not up on here. I need to do that. All that being said, thank you so much. Let me get back to... There we go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. This has been fun. Now you see a little bit of the method to my madness. A little bit anyways. And if you have anything, hit us up on Twitch. Hit me up on the Discord. The Discord server is small but growing and very, very friendly and fun. Check us out at cons. We're coming to... Well, I'm a guest at Grand Rapids Comic-Con November 15th through the 17th. And then the very next weekend, I'll be on the other side of the Michigan in Port Huron at their Comic-Con there, where we'll have lots and lots of the card game ready for Christmas gifts. Card game is $20, plays 1 to 8 players, and is infinitely replayable. It's a fun card game to play. With all that, again, thanks, Joe. Thanks, let's see here. So thanks, Joe. Thanks, David, for being in the comment or in the chat today, for hanging out with me. And for those of you who watch on YouTube, feel free to clip and submit and send those clips. Let us know. Tag us in them. Tag me in them. One-Legged GM. And appreciate it a lot. We're trying to build that because we're not there yet. All that fun stuff. So that being said, it is now, well, almost 6 o'clock. So this has been fantastic hanging out with you folks and doing this fun design stuff. I will see you next. I don't know if it'll be Wednesday or next Sunday. One of the two, where we'll be on here again and hanging out. First time chatter. I'll have to double check that and see. What's that? Best viewers on, Oh, you are a bot. I would bet. Yep. Bye-bye. Just in time to get a bot. Yay. Anyways, with that, we will definitely be ending. and have a great day. Really appreciate it.